You're listening to the Very Serious Crafts podcast.
We're very serious crafters.
And we craft very serious crafts.
Very serious.
Hello, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 4 of the Very Serious Crafts podcast. I'm Haley from Red Handled Scissors.
I'm Heidi from Hands Occupied.
And I'm Molly from Wild Olive. Today we'll be talking about weird vintage craft items and the books that made us crafters. And we'll be doing it all with our live audience at the Harold Washington Library in Chicago.
Woo! Yay, guys! Hello!
We're so glad you're here.
So fun and different.
I know.
And we're usually like in our own caves, recording separately but watching each other on video. So we've never actually been in the same room together when we've recorded. This is the first time.
Yeah, yesterday was the first time we were all in one place at the same time, and
which is very weird
fun.
since we've known each other for so long.
Yeah.
But I'm
the magic
from
of the
Brooklyn,
internet.
and these guys are not. So it's yeah.
And even though Molly lives in the western suburbs and I live in Chicago,
we never get together and see each other.
We don't like to leave the house.
That's right.
Yeah, that's relatable content for I feel like crafters broadly, but especially craft bloggers. We spend a lot of time hanging out with our friends on the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and not necessarily with our friends in real life, but now we are hanging out with you guys.
I was going to say we have a whole new room full of friends.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking.
So, what have you been up to?
All right. So, you know the Hotel of Bees shawl that I have been talking about for months, probably, at this point?
Yeah, definitely, because I remember when it went back and you were, like, undoing it and redoing it.
Oh, yes, because I hated it. Yarn problems, like failure to launch yarn-wise. Loved the yarn, hated them together. It was a thing. So I really was going to have it finished 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
And even put on the schedule because we do like little notes so we know what we're going to talk about before we actually do the podcast. I put on there that I have finished the Hotel of Bees shawl. Nope. So.
Haley's a liar.
I am. But I want you all to behold the finished Hotel of Bees shawl.
Yay!
Look at this, guys.
Slow clap.
Thank you. Slow. Come on. So that is the thing, and I should also mention that it is by Christina, and gosh, I do not know how to pronounce her last name, Hattering, I believe. Christina Hattering, and she's also known on the internet as A Spoonful of Yarn. Mm-hmm. And it was a really, really fun shawl to make, so I highly recommend, like, if it's a crocheted shawl. And so if you are interested in doing something a little more complex with your crochet work, then like this is definitely, it reminded me more of a knitting pattern in its complexity and the creativity with which the stitches were used to create different effects. It was really neat, and I had a really good time doing it.
That's awesome.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Yep.
And we'll get,
you.
for people who are not here in the room with us listening,
It's true.
We will have pictures linked and patterns linked and all of that in the show notes.
On our show notes,
yeah.
So you will definitely get to see that. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Which will be true for all of the things that we are talking about here that our audience can see, but you cannot.
That's right.
Because you are not here in Chicago, alas.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. What have I been up to this month? Quite a bit.
You've
Quite
been busy.
Bit, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I meant to not do so much this year, but
that works out really well.
Old habits die hard.
You have time to fix this year. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's true. It's only January.
It is, but I've done many things in January, such as so over the course of the last 2 weeks, even though I knew that this live show was coming up, I decided to lease myself some studio space, which has meant moving everything that is required for me to work into another space, which is kind of cool because it's like I got to like KonMari my house, but without actually getting rid of anything. So that's been
true.
Really fun.
That's very true.
And the other thing.
But I mean, you did this like 2 weeks ago. Like, it was really recently.
Yep. It was very recent. And then I got sick, unsurprisingly, and now we're here today. And my voice is a little deeper than usual, so that's exciting. So how about you, Molly?
Well, obviously, besides hanging out with these ladies for the last, like, this little weekend, I got to visit Heidi's studio yesterday. And I got super jealous not because she has a studio space. I mean, yes, that's
also
cool.
That.
But she has the most glorious light in this space.
The natural lighting.
It makes everything look beautiful. And I felt
the yarn colors.
I was like, I just wanted to take all the pictures in her space. And what she doesn't know is that at some point I will probably just show up on her doorstep and be like, I'm here to take all the pictures now.
So you'll leave your house to take pictures, but not just to hang out.
I mean,
I'm just trying to tease you.
But probably.
I'm all about the task, so that would be the thing. It's not about the social interaction. I'm the task person, but that's okay.
And
anyway,
also knowing us,
and your light is so tempting.
Yeah,
it is. It's beautiful.
I might even fly in just to take photos, and I don't like to travel.
Yeah, and knowing us and our habits, we'll probably actually hang out if half of hanging out is work.
There you go.
So
See?
there we go.
That's actually
our lives are sad.
Sadly true.
Anyway, let's jump into this.
Yeah. So when we were trying to figure out things that we wanted to talk about with an actual live audience, and especially in a library setting, we decided that there were a couple of things that make a lot of sense for libraries specifically. One, obviously, is books, which is the second thing we'll talk about. But the first thing is, like, a big part of library collections is also just some of the weird historical ephemera that exists within libraries, and tools, and even, I guess, things like microfiche machines, like things that are a little bit of a throwback and kind of fun to think about how they were often the only thing that you could use at the time. And so with sort of that in mind, we thought we'd start by talking about like fun historical or antique bits of crafting that we have either been gifted or inherited or discovered. And so mine, which I forgot that I was speaking first, so I have failed to get these out. But since I flew in from Brooklyn, I couldn't bring I collect antique sewing machines, and I couldn't bring any of my favorites with me because that would have been an adventure. Anyway, so I brought my favorite collection of antique needle books. And I think these are really cool because they used to be, and I will show them around, some of them are very fragile, so be careful. I have a pre-World War I one in here, so be gentle. But needle books used to be like an advertisement of choice or a commemorative item of choice for a lot of different companies. And they were also, like, they commemorated historical events often in some very strange to me ways. But my absolute favorite in my collection is this 1950s atomic age spaceship. And it's there's a whole collection of different atomic age needle books, and inside, and I will be very careful, the needles, many of them are still in there, and this is like a really solidly constructed version. This was my grandmother's from the 50s.
Hey, Haley, do you want to do a quick verbal description of what it looks like?
Oh, yes. It has two really delighted women sewing on it, and behind them is a gigantic spaceship blasting off from Earth and some stars, like you do. It's a very sci-fi looking spaceship. It is not reality based. And so it's my favorite because I am a space geek and a science geek, and also, like, wow, the illustrations are quite something. This one was made in Japan in the 50s, and it's my favorite. as far as I know, it doesn't commemorate anything other than being of the atomic age. It was very, there are lots of different versions of this, and I will pass it around for you guys to look at if you'd like. The second one that I've got is, I have two different eras of the Army and Navy needle book. One of them is March 1909, and it commemorates, I think, the Spanish-American War. It's the research I did was a little confused about it, and I think it may actually be as old as it says it is. It's not just the art, because I also found it mentioned by name in a 1912 United States taxation document. So
wow.
But these were not made for soldiers. They were for a home audience, and these types of books were produced after wars, and I'm not entirely sure why.
Was it like a rebuilding thing, you think?
They were made largely, both of these were made in Germany, and they were often produced by the losing side of a conflict. And so I think it was probably related to economic rebuilding. I'm not really sure, and I couldn't find a lot of information on it, but I have a second one of those that is the ship Iowa, and this is a post-World War II, and as is the one with just the eagle. And these were both made in Germany after World War II, and for a domestic U.S. non-military audience. And so I will pass them around, but be a little careful, because they are fragile.
They are beautiful,
Those
though.
are super cool.
Yep, so
Yeah.
those are my fun bits of ephemera that make you go, huh.
Well, is a pretty accurate reaction to a couple of items I brought, because if you'll remember, I'm local to Chicago, so I just had to grab some stuff and hop on the train to get here. So I just brought, well, technically 3 items, but 2 things worth sharing. So,
Very worth sharing.
Item number 1 is this little plastic canvas sewn doll that belonged to my oldest cousin Amy that our great-grandma made her. Amy's a fair bit older than I am, so she got a few more handmade toys as the first great-granddaughter than the litter of us that came after. My family's Catholic, what can I say? So the reason this is worth sharing, and it's a little shocking, and I'll pass this around, and this is indestructible, so go to town on it. Poor choice of words.
Poor choice of words. Wow.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it.
So
It's a family show.
it's about to not
Sorta.
be.
Very serious.
So it's like a paper doll, but she's super naked underneath. Very, very naked. And
I mean, you could stitch over it if
That's
you really
true.
wanted to fix the nakedness.
You were feeling
like
like
some
it needed to
bloomers,
be
perhaps.
I don't know.
more G-rated.
And it's also finished with felt glue, or sewn and glued on the back. And I just don't want to mess with this quality of old work.
I think,
okay, fair.
historic integrity is important here.
She also has a bit of a terrifying face, so I'll pass that around as well.
Just a little. There you go.
I don't know what her name is.
I mean, we could name her.
We could.
Would your grandma have designed it, or was it possibly from one of those plastic canvas magazines that used to exist?
The question is, did my great-grandma design this, or was it from a magazine? Knowing her, she designed it. Yes.
And it's really cool.
Yeah.
Like, looking at it as, like, it might not be something I would necessarily make, but it's really well constructed and it's beautifully made.
And I think, if you had other, she only has the one dress for it, but if you had other clothing items, this is an item with a high play value.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like a
simply
paper
made.
doll,
If you don't.
except indestructible.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Then that brings us to the next item.
It's like the craft version of Ripley's Believe It or Not in some way. It's like
I feel like maybe the audience should make a verbal reaction to what's happening here.
Right?
it's good.
It's unclear, but look at the eyelashes.
Let me describe this before I pass them around the room. These came out of some kind of box of craft supplies that was largely faux fur from about 1965 when my grandma was kind of downsizing her house a bit. They're made, these things, if you picture Cousin It from the Addams Family, it's very that.
And that color, too.
But inside is an old baby food jar, and there's fake fur glued all around it. So again, picture Cousin It, but he has large felt feet, googly eyes, a pipe cleaner nose, and a weird little hat. For some reason.
For fun,
And-
obviously.
Because it makes him dapper.
He's dapper.
Very dapper.
And he has a girlfriend. So she's very similar.
True. And you know it's the girlfriend.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was the 60s, so it'd be pretty clear if they were married.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Gosh,
I don't know.
My
There's
family
so
was
many
very,
questions.
I don't know how it works with this manner of creature.
My family was Catholic. They were definitely married.
Oh, okay, so not girlfriend. Shall I pass this?
Yes, please, Haley. And then his girlfriend has a little straw hat with a velvet ribbon on it. But the difference in where we get the gender is she has giant, like, drag queen eyelashes glued under those googly eyes.
They are
plastic.
amazing.
They remind me, if any of you watch RuPaul's Drag Race, of Trixie Mattel's makeup, just for those who are painting a visual picture in their mind. So yeah, get to know Mr. and Mrs. It.
They are fabulous.
There's something.
Well, it's like they have like Brady hair almost. It's
So like when my old pixie cut grew out, as I was describing to the girls earlier today.
oh yes,
Yeah.
It's like a Florence Henderson
yes,
hairstyle.
it's very Florence Henderson.
Yeah. So, welcome to your nightmares, everyone. Who's here.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
It
They
could
are.
get worse because
Oh no.
I have a clown with me today.
Oh wow, I don't remember.
I don't think you got to see this.
No.
So I was describing what I was going to bring with me today to my family, and I was telling this to a not very serious crafter, and I said, well, it's this clown doll, and it's made out of yo-yos, to which the person was immediately thinking that the arms and legs were going to like stretch and come back like a toy yo-yo. And my mother, who is there, who could fall into the very serious crafter category, said, oh, no. She means the fabric yo-yos that you gather around the edge and you pull them all in. And if I recall correctly, my great-grandmother made this, I think, for my mom.
Oh, look at the pom-pom
It has
feet.
pom-pom hands and feet and an embroidered face with a little stocking cap with a multicolored pom-pom on
but
top.
let's be
So
clear.
much pom action.
Yeah.
Let's be
so
clear.
much.
He also has like a shadow face.
Yes. Which
Why?
I don't think that was intended. I think it's
that was just.
I think it just shows through the fabric. I'm assuming. I don't know.
Oh,
but
I see.
so it's all different fabrics for these yo-yos because they would have been scrap fabrics that she had that she could then reuse to make this thing. And in fact, you can find lots of patterns online, or at least like vintage McCall's and Simplicity patterns for making this.
I feel
or
a strong
dogs and
note coming
cats.
on.
And but
Wait, dogs
actually,
and cats
Yeah,
are that?
see, the other things I thought that's actually kind of cute. I might want to design or make something like that, but
Maybe not a clown.
maybe not a clown.
Maybe not a clown.
I will say we've discussed a long time ago that, in fact, I do know personally a lot of clowns, and that sounds. I don't mean that in a bad way. They're genuine.
Oh, I do too. I grew up across the
clowns,
street from a Shriner clown.
And so
That's
I
not
don't.
as normal as you guys think it is.
It's so
I know
normal.
it's not. But it's.
This
I
is
don't
the Midwest,
have-
Heidi.
I don't have the weird clown fear that a lot of people have.
Clown fear.
But
No, that's
if
a
this,
thing.
If this
Wait,
scares
what is
you,
it called?
let it pass you by.
don't know.
I'm not sure.
Oh,
It
there's
is-
a. Never mind. I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah, so we will pass this around. It is, you can feel it's kind of delicate, so do be careful with that, because that is probably not
making eye contact
probably
with
not that old. But
Also, the first woman who's looking at
It's
this
probably 100 years old.
is visibly shook.
Yeah, it's like, nope. World of no.
And then the other thing that I brought with to show is also on the delicate side, but this is a little kitty cat.
I love it.
It's so cute. It's made out of certainly wool felt and stuffed with, I don't know, really
Sawdust, I
like
think.
sawdust or something. And it's got a cute little embroidered face and
Not-
little
and not a
satin
shadow
ribbons.
face.
Yeah.
Not a
And it's
shadow
sticking its
face.
tongue
It has
out.
its little tiny tongue sticking out. It has a bell around its neck, which still works. And these crazy legs that you can tell have wires or
Yeah.
something in it, and washers for
Yeah.
the feet, so it's weighted, but like would never stand up because it's not
Yeah.
like really, you
Is
know,
it
it's.
supposed to be a puppet?
And it could.
I don't know. I think I heard that there was another item similar to this that I don't remember
I
what
feel
kind
like
of
it maybe
creature it is,
like sits
but like over a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But it's
It
weird.
should be terrifying, but it's actually adorable.
really cute. And so
I don't
a
know why. It
family
just
member's
is.
neighbor made this. It must have then been given to my family member, and then eventually came to me. And my mother probably said, "I don't know, should we keep this?" And I was like, "Yes, of course. Do not get rid of that thing." But
Which is very on brand for you.
yes, don't get
are
rid of
we
anything.
passing
We
it?
can pass it around.
All right.
Yeah.
Careful, guys. The kitty is old.
It's probably been kicked around for quite a while and survived, but we still want to,
Yep.
preserve it. It's having family members who crafted and being able to have their items is such a privilege and an honor.
Yes.
To have not only like a family history of crafting, but then to get these little pieces of them is like, it's so special.
It really
and
is.
Yeah.
and I don't mind even sharing that with other people. Like if I have extra things, I will pass them on to someone else who can also enjoy a family member's item, so that it doesn't just sit there.
I just inherited a thimble from you yesterday.
She just inherited a thimble, but it really is.
Yeah.
It's cool. It makes it very hard for me to get rid of things, though.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's very clear that I spent my sick days this week watching the Marie Kondo show on Netflix.
We should have like a
But-
Marie Kondo mention count for Heidi today.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I
drinking
agree.
game.
I agree with Molly that it's lovely to have this tangible connection to generations of makers before you, and like to know that you're sharing in those skills that, like, for me specifically as a woman, that a long line of women before me were skilled in that way. It makes me feel really connected to my family and my history in a way that, and just like makers broadly, that makes me really, really happy.
Yeah. And just to finish my point about Marie Kondo, so I didn't just like blurt her name and
Oh,
then
sorry.
like and not explain. I feel like the way I feel about handmade items, I've gotten from people that are people who are members of my family or extended family or my like maid chosen family, getting things that are handmade, especially older things that so often are the first things to get thrown in a purge like that. I feel like the way that I related to the Marie Kondo keeping something because it sparks joy concept, the only way I could understand that concept was thinking about these crazy like Cousin It dolls and the weird needle canvas naked paper doll because they make me so happy in a way that really very few other things make me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I agree.
preaching to the choir right here.
I was going to say, and yes, I'm sure every one of you can think of a thing that makes you feel that way. And
Yeah, whether it's handmade or not.
Yeah.
There's, those kinds of special things. Yeah.
Very
So,
special indeed.
so shall I move along to the book portion?
We are in a library,
we are. Sounds
We
good.
are.
and all three of us have worked in libraries at some point.
That is true.
Yep.
I always forget that I once worked in a like Buffy the Vampire Slayer style book cage in a library. So one of the ways that I personally get really excited about learning a new skill is, or one of the things that I do when that happens is acquire 1,037 books related to that skill. Whether or not I need 1,037 books is sort of irrelevant. Like, it just makes me feel really good and really excited to be surrounded by that much information. And that much, I feel comforted to be surrounded by that much expert knowledge, I guess. And so one of the first books that I got I think I inherited it from my grandmother, who was a very, very, very skilled needlewoman, but also did not like making things. She did not enjoy it. And so the first chance she got, sent all of it to me, 1 million cookie tins filled with all of her stuff. And one of the things that at a very young age that I inherited was the Reader's Digest Complete Guide to Needlework. And it was this particular version of it, which is the one I highly recommend. I think there's probably a newer edition, but this one is amazing. Mm-hmm. And you can learn in this book everything from blackwork embroidery, which is a really, really neat geometric embroidery tradition that I personally really like, to macrame, to crochet, to knitting,
latch hook,
lace making, all of the needle crafts that you can think of. And when they say needle, they mean needle thread and needle or knitting needle.
Any
Needles
needle.
Broadly. I mean, they are indiscriminate in their needle or needle adjacent apparatus.
They were not kidding when they said the complete guide to needlework.
They weren't kidding.
Okay, but the question is, does it also teach you how to do DIY tattoos? Because that does require a needle.
Uh-oh.
I actually don't think that is involved, but maybe we should write to them. And I would be more than happy to volunteer to be outraged in the general direction. Maybe they'll do an insert.
Or we can just write the next one of these.
Or that.
As a group. That sounds like a really easy and fun project.
That's a terrible idea. Nope. So I love this book, and this is the book that I go to first whenever I wonder, am I doing this right? Am I actually, do I have all the tools that I need? Do I have, is there something I'm missing here? Because there's a lot of lost knowledge in this book. Because of when it was made, a lot of the things that at least modern crafters who did not necessarily learn from, say, their moms, I happen to be a generation that got skipped. My mom learned, I didn't, which is kind of funny that I then became a professional crafter. But I demanded to be taught. I was not just taught. My older cousins were taught how to sew and mend and knit and crochet. I was not. And so this is where I go because I trust it more than many modern things, because a lot of newer books, well, great, were written by people who did not have the skill handed down, and a lot of the handing down is the small things that you wouldn't think to write in a modern craft book. And so it's in here. And I love this book, and if you ever run into it, there are so many of them.
And Chicago Public Library, as of last night, has a copy of that book on the shelf.
That's true.
But don't all run out of the room, though, to go and check it out first.
It's true. But any antique mall will probably have a copy, because so many of them were produced, and it's just so useful. It's sort of like Singer featherweight sewing machines, which is a thing I collect. There are so many of them, and they are probably the smoothest running machine that I've ever owned. Mm-hmm. And this book, kind of like that. It's great.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That book that Haley just talked about is also on my list of books that are books that made me a crafter. Mm-hmm. Also on that list for me is the Step-by-Step Needlecraft Encyclopedia, specifically the 1997 edition, because I was 9. And my grandma, not the one who passed recently for podcast enthusiast listeners, the one who taught me to knit, who's going to be 90 next week, she gave me this book when I was 8, and it weighs a lot.
It is a heavy one.
And she gave it to me as, like a 9 or 10-year-old, because I wanted to level up on my knitting skills, and she lived 3 hours away. So she was like, here, I got you this reference book, my bookish, craft enthusiastic granddaughter. But
it's terrifying.
It took me until
book.
I was probably 16 or 17 to really understand what the heck all of these very technical things were, because I barely knew how to read patterns and was a child trying to teach myself. And this was before the year 2000, so no YouTube.
I look at that even now, and so I learned to knit from my grandma, and I still am. I'm now a semi-confident knitter, and I've started creating my own designs, but there's still certain techniques in there where I open that, I was like, oh no, and I close that. No, I'm not touching that.
Nope.
I can't imagine what I would have thought at 8.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a thing.
There's a lot going on in here.
Yeah.
And I think there are actual tear stains in this book for me as a child.
Oh.
So bonus points if you find any. And then the one other book that's more appropriate for kids, having been an actual librarian who worked with kids for many years, another book that I do not have a copy of, but I need to prioritize finding one online somewhere. It was this book series. I got 2 books, and I think they were like a reading reward in 2nd or 3rd grade, like sponsored by like Scholastic or something. Like it was tied into the book fairs. And it was the Jillian Jiggs series. Anyone ever heard of it?
That sounds...
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So it's a picture book for kids. Thank you, I'm not crazy.
When you say books, that's immediately what I thought.
Okay.
That's to make those out of my mouth.
Then you literally don't have to take my word for it.
Oh
Sorry.
boy. Wow, guys. Wow.
I just wanted to say that in the library. Anyway, so Jillian,
Oh, wait. I just caught up with what was happening there.
It's a reading rainbow
I know.
moment.
I know.
It's fine. It's good.
but yeah, so this book series, which there were 2 books that I had, and I can't remember if there was more than 2, but we'll talk after this about that.
I still have mine.
Oh, really?
Oh my goodness.
I need you.
Maybe you can take a photo so we can put it in the show
you go.
notes.
But the
Yes, let's be friends.
I always wanted to reread this book so many times I almost have it memorized, and it's the thing that they say they're almost like the chorus of a song in this book. It's the mom saying to the daughter, Jillian Jiggs, it looks like your room has been lived in by pigs. And my memory,
Oh, wait. I had this book, too.
Yeah.
It's like this book
Yes.
was written about me.
Right? And so what she does is she's cleaning her room, and it's when she
It
cleans
was
her
not apt for
room,
me.
she decides to make these pigs, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and they're made out of old tights and buttons, and then in the back of the book is a hand-illustrated guide to making your own Jillian Jiggs pigs.
Oh.
And she had all these pigs, and they had all different personalities. Anyway,
I forgot
if you're
about
trying
that.
to indoctrinate your children to become crafters, don't get the step-by-step Needlecraft Encyclopedia because they'll cry on it. Get them the Jillian Jiggs series. Anyway, you don't have to take my word for it.
Oh, boy.
Okay, you get to.
Okay. So when we originally talked about this topic, I was super excited because I also am a big book person. I love books. And the first thought that I went to was this book called Softies that is 25 plush projects. And I got this book when it came out. I don't know when that is. I didn't check. But and it's just filled with different kinds of techniques for making softies. And we can pass that around.
I love
but
a technique book.
It's what's interesting as I flipped through it again, because I hadn't pulled it off my shelf for a really long time. I think I only made one project from the book, and it was this dog on the cover, and my brother still has it.
Aww.
But
Is it this brother?
it's not this brother.
He's shaking his head so hard.
But when I looked through it again, I realized this came out when I was sort of getting started as a craft blogger, and then leading into being a professional craft blogger, which is weird. But I think it probably influenced a lot of the kinds of things that I was interested in. But that was a weird choice for me because really that didn't establish me as a crafter. I had always crafted in some way because I had family that that did that I was, I learned from my mom and my grandma. But also I was a library kid, so I would go to the library and I would bring home all kinds of books like this, which actually was withdrawn from my library, and it's fantastic paper holiday decorations.
Look at those gnomes.
Yeah, there's all kinds of
oh my gosh, the Halloween cat.
There's weirdness in here, and I would bring these things home and I would just like look through them, and I was so excited. And I don't know how many things I actually made from them, but I loved to look through all of the stacks of craft books at my library.
Wow, this is super creepy. I love it.
It's an odd one. But then I went back just a little bit further and just
ring. What?
You can make that.
I could.
There's
make
a paper
that.
ring
You can
on
make
the
that
cover.
beautiful
of this.
ring on the cover.
It will become clear in a moment.
Yeah.
Or not.
But then in the process of going through things and just talking with my mother about this, because I run all of my terrible ideas past her, she said, "Don't you remember those sewing books that you had?" And I went, "Oh, yes." And we had just refound them again, and it was a series. I know there's at least 3 books in this series, but it's called the I'll Teach Myself series. So this is the second one.
Is this for kids
More
or adults?
sewing machine fun. Yeah, this is definitely for kids. And it has, I don't know if it has it in this, but it has like activities that you could do.
Oh wait, I
like,
just saw a cow. This must be a
Yeah.
90s book.
Yeah, definitely. It has like things to practice your sewing so that you can get really good on a machine. You would like make a copy of this and sew on paper so that you get, your sewing machine skills down. My mom learned how to sew that way in home ec and had to like pass a test like to get a sewing machine driver's license.
Oh, that's
basically.
funny.
And so she was very
we
keen on
learned that way
learning
in
that
home
way.
ec too.
Yeah. And when I found this and I was like flipping through, sure enough, in here, let me see if I can find it.
Mimeographed papers, though.
Definitely, it would have been that.
I think I just saw a felt hamburger set.
Oh, we'll get there.
Okay.
Oh, no.
It also has a really delightful smell because it's old and just has that old book slight must to it that
we all
special.
know and love.
That sparks joy.
It does, doggone it. But yes, I found sorry, I'm not going to take you out here with this book. This is they're called bunchies, but we know them all as scrunchies. And I made so many of these.
Wait, is Scrunchy trademarked? I bet it is.
I don't know. Could it be? I
don't
don't think
know.
it could be. I don't know. But at any rate, there are bunchies in here, and I learned how to make them from this book and loved them. And then, as Heidi pointed out, they are not felt, they're fabric. It is a burger that you can make all of these different elements.
Onions, tomatoes,
That's a thing
lettuce.
that one
It is a
could
thing.
do.
This is the book that taught me how to use freezer paper for patterns.
And you're the one I learned to use freezer paper from your blog.
And this is where I learned it.
Full
and
circle.
yeah, and then because you find your old book, and I found right in the cover.
This is my favorite part of this.
My middle school self, or maybe even a little bit earlier than that, had all of these notes for all of the different pieces and what fabrics they would be, because even then I was a big list maker and I had to do this. So there
Little
they
kid
are,
me and
all
little kid
preserved.
you.
Yeah.
would have been friends.
So apparently I was planning on making the pouch, the book cover, the burger, and the cow. And
the cow.
I'm sure that I traced many of the things, but I've got division written in here. I've got all
long
the math.
division on the back of that
Yeah.
note.
Oh, I'm all about the long division.
Oh, yes. My goodness.
I
Aren't
wouldn't
we
put it
all?
any other way. But
Not
to my
Common Core kids.
no. To
But
my
that's a whole
recollection,
separate topic.
Oh boy, let's not.
to my recollection, I don't think I finished any one of these projects because some things never change.
Oh boy. And
We just pass it around. That's right. Choo choo.
Wait, hold on.
It's my middle school train of shame right there.
Sorry, guys.
That's a loud one.
That was a woo.
that was more than I had expected. Coming from there.
Leading right into that.
Yes,
Yeah,
shall we
that's a
board
great
the train of
segue.
shame, guys?
Yes. Choo choo.
I hear it. I think it's approaching the station.
It is. It's due.
It has a
train
lovely and
station's due.
angelic voice. It sounds a bit like Heidi. All right, so does anyone here have a train of shame moment that they would like to share with us? Of course, we all can get started if you would like to jump in a little later, but I have a short one that I can start with if
think that
we'd
sounds
like
good.
to grease the rails.
Sure.
I-
Oh boy! All right, I'm gonna stop with
Fire the engines.
No, Yeah, I'm shoveling coal.
Yeah.
Okay. So I said that I finished the Hotel of Bees shawl. What I neglected to say is that the reason it's finished is because I didn't weave in the ends.
Where are they?
Instead, I'm getting there. Instead of doing what I should have, which is weave in the ends and then do the edging along here that would make it straight, I crocheted right over that nonsense because I needed to get on a plane in the morning. And you know what? Oh well.
Relatable content.
I
Good
mean,
enough.
yeah, I can see it, and you probably could too. And you could judge me, but also it's a wearable, warm, finished object.
This is, okay, a phrase that we like to use at my house, done is beautiful.
Yep. So that is my shame that honestly I'm not sorry.
All right, so does anyone else have a train of shame they would
Come
like to
on,
add?
air your dirty
Okay, raise your hand
laundry.
if you've ever not finished a project when you wanted to finish it. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, every single one.
Yeah.
All right.
There it is.
Who are we gonna put on the spot?
Oh no.
Because I have an idea.
Oh
That
no.
wasn't the plan.
It wasn't the
I'm
plan.
an evil genius who worked with teens for a lot of years, and I know how to make people do things.
Oh boy.
Right? So this was.
I do happen to have more than one
Do you wanna
prize.
go?
No, I have more than one prize if
Okay.
we wanted to
it's
Well, how about
reward.
this?
uh,
What
you
if
know,
we
differently.
combine the drawing prizes
Oh,
with
boy.
who gets to, if they share a story, they can get a prize? What do you think? What do you guys think?
No, they don't
I
like
think
that
this
idea
is
at all.
complicated.
Don't do that.
They're like, no.
I guess nobody wins
all right,
anything.
all right. Okay, we'll talk about it later.
Fine. All right, Molly or Heidi, let's.
All
right,
okay, good. We have a taker. Yay! Cheer on!
Thank you.
Everybody applaud. All right. Or just me applaud. That's fine too.
That's fine.
We'll
too.
cheer for you at the end.
All right. So this is the object got finished. Mm-hmm. However, it did not match what I wanted to wear it with, which happened to be a wedding dress. And I made a very specific shawl to wear to my wedding. And I finished it and it didn't match. So I wore the shawl that I made for my first wedding.
That's a really good one. That is amazing, and
That did match the wedding dress very nicely. So maybe it was just intended for that purpose all along.
Yeah, you
Oh,
would
I
love
agree.
to be married in it.
I
just
agree.
twice.
Thank you.
All right.
That's a good
And
one.
also, I love that. And
Yeah.
can we be friends? Because I would totally do exactly that.
But I love the second shawl so much. Like, it's awesome. I just wear it all the time. It's just not.
yeah.
I think that's perfectly reasonable.
I thought so too.
Exactly.
And to thank you for being so brave,
Yes.
I think she should get a prize.
All right.
I think so too.
all right. We'll let you choose first. Okay.
All right. Anybody else? Molly can go next too.
Yes. Does anyone else have a?
It's like in class where everyone is like looking down. Please don't pick me. Please don't pick me.
Don't do it. Don't do
All
it.
right, I'll go. So, I am working on a project right now for a crocheted coin purse, and I'm making the design specifically to match a coin purse, like a frame that I already have, because I don't need to go buy more frames. I had one extra one at home.
Wow. Wait. You're making something that uses something you've already got?
Yes, because I don't need
I
to
didn't
buy
know
any
you
more
could
things.
do that.
And it'll become very clear why I don't need to buy more things in just a moment. So I went to get the frame out so that I could measure and make sure everything was going to fit, and it was gone. I don't know. It was not with the yarn. I started to panic a little bit, and this really goes back to an older train of shame where I said that I was planning on going through some of my space and stuff that piles up, and I still haven't gone through it yet. And I started like digging through things, thinking, did it fall in this box? Is it behind this pile? Where is my frame? Because it should be here. And I spent 20 minutes going, I have a deadline to make this on. I can't order another one, and I've already started making this thing, and will I be able to find the right one? And what am I gonna do? And then I found it right in the bag with the project that I was working on for it. It was there all along. And then, just to tie into that, I had my sample made for today's craft that we're going to be making after the podcast.
Uh-huh.
And last night I sent a panicked text to the girls to say, have you seen the sample? Because I can't find it in my bag. And where is it? Did I leave it at your house? Did I leave it at the studio? And Heidi's sweet husband Ed was looking for it at the studio. And guess where it was? In the same bag where the purse frame had been. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's obviously some sort of interdimensional transport.
Exactly. But
Be
now,
careful of what you put in that bag.
but also anytime I lose something, that will be the first place I look now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else want to share a little train of shame before we keep going? You know you want to.
It's true.
You just have to get it off your back. No?
Well, if you ever
All
do feel like sharing, you can always share on social media using hashtag VSC Train of Shame.
It's
right.
true.
And that goes for all of our listeners. We love to hear stories and
because very relatable.
we all have these things, and
Yeah.
so
All of us.
we all feel better when we share.
All right.
All right, so I think we are about ready to wrap up our podcast episode.
Well,
Melissa,
Heidi, did you do your
wanna
train of shame?
share something?
I've never made a mistake in my life.
Oh, right. I forgot. I sorry.
No, I think the only like little like two-for train of shame I have going right now is that the sweater that I started knitting when I went to Iceland for mine and my husband's belated honeymoon in 2016, like it's been knit since the summer of 2016, but it's a sweater that requires steeking, and so it took me 2 years to steek the thing, and now it's been sitting cut but without any inserted zipper for a month or two.
I mean, a month or two isn't too bad.
That's not bad.
A month or two plus 2 years.
Oh, well.
You know.
I think that you get to reset the timer every time you do a thing.
All
I've
right.
decided that is how it works.
I still feel pretty ashamed about it.
Well, all right.
No, don't feel ashamed of that.
Is she forgiven?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the only other thing is I finished a pair of socks around the time I actually steeked that sweater. I must have had a flurry of energy to actually do things. But those socks they're just still sitting in the project bag. Both are done. And I didn't even do them two at a time. I did them one at a time, finished both, but still haven't bothered to weave in the ends or block them, which would take an hour of work.
But
That's an
definitely
hour
I've
that
done
you could be doing other work.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well,
All right.
I brought up the caboose.
Okay.
And I think it's time for questions, if
Oh, yeah.
people have them.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions?
This relates to your book section of the presentation. Do you have a good way to save good ideas? I mean, I buy books, I buy magazines, I look through the magazines at the library, I see good ideas, and then 5 years later when I want to do something, because I remember that good idea, I have no idea how to find it or where it is.
Excellent question.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a good question.
I am an organization geek. I spreadsheet for fun. So,
She does.
that is not an exaggeration. What I do for things like that, if it's a book and it's my book, I use a good old-fashioned Post-it note and stick it in there, and maybe even with a note sticking above with what it is. But the thing that I found that works the best for me is little index cards, like note cards. And I've got a box that they go in, and there are different kinds of crafts, sections for different kinds of crafts. And so whenever I have an idea or I get inspired by something, I write down on that note card all of the information that is in my head, or like what the book is or whatever, and I put it, if I'm not going to do something about it, then I put it in that section of that box, and then I know to go to that box. If, when I remember that I have had this bit of inspiration, or when I'm looking for inspiration.
So you basically have a recipe box or something?
Yeah, that's exactly what I have.
And recipe box of
Yeah, I mean, that works.
craft recipes.
That works for me because crafting for me is pretty tactile, so having actual written, sortable, I can staple a thing to it if I need to, is helpful for me.
Yeah.
And that's also really nice because it doesn't involve violating copyright and stealing from people like us.
That is true.
Which is always a thing worth pointing out, is that this is our
true.
job.
Yeah.
And another option that I know that some of my library teens who maybe their library cards were not in good standing for this, that, or the other reason. Usually it was a lost DVD. Oops. A lot of them would use their phone, and that if they had a craft project from a program or something, if there wasn't enough handouts or if they wanted to take it home to work on it, they would take a picture and save it in their phone. But what I've been doing with the phone picture approach, because I'm finding that once I got a phone above a certain number of gigabytes, it's really easy to never deal with dumping it and organizing it, and it's so easy to take pictures and just be overwhelmed by them.
Yes.
And so this year, one of my things that I did to organize the technology-based storage was to use a journaling app. I use something called Day One, and there's a free version of it, and you can include photos, so you can also upload the photo to the app and tag it with different things if you want a private collection of where to find different things. And you can
it's
also
searchable?
Yeah, and you
Cool.
can also have your own cataloging system if you're so inclined.
Yep. I mean, a binder, an old-fashioned binder, is also great for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not the person to ask about organizing anything. We've established it.
But that's an excellent
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we
All
got
right,
another
pass
one.
the mic over here.
Hi, I actually have a suggestion for you. What I do is I create a separate email address where I send all my craft ideas to.
Oh, I like that.
And the library now has scanners where you can scan pages of books and you can just send those things to yourself. You can send, browse on internet and find ideas and just send those things to yourself. And then you just tag it with different terms. So when you're searching for ideas, I want to search for knitting for a baby, then they're already tagged for yourself that way.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Kind of in between the two levels. of-
Yeah.
And then
it's
it can't get wrecked in a flood. It doesn't take up physical space.
Yep.
And I recommend Gmail for that too, because Gmail's search is a little better, and their storage capacity for free accounts is bigger.
Yeah.
It's big.
Oh, and also Pinterest. I don't know how many of you pin, but Pinterest is always
Yeah,
a good
it's
one if you want to deal with it.
If you're,
Although
if
that
you're doing
can be very overwhelming.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
And
it's
obviously-
great for inspiration.
But not great for also the book collection. That can be harder to, there's ways around it, but
Yep.
you can upload pictures. Anyone
But
else
yes,
have any?
thank you. That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been real, folks.
I feel like that's the case every time we record one of these. It's always a little all right, we did that.
And on that
thing. And on that
We did
note.
the thing, and
But you
we
don't
did
have
the
to
thing
take
with
my
all
word
of you
for it.
guys. Oh my goodness.
This has been we've all been a little bit nervous about coming and doing this because normally it's just very much us, but it's been fun and we appreciate everyone who came out today for this recording.
Yes.
And thank you for participating and listening. And
Yes, thank you so much. If you're a person who likes to hang out on the internet, you should hang out with us. Find us on Instagram and Twitter at Serious Crafts and on Facebook at Very Serious Crafts. You can also find show notes and all things Very Serious Crafts at veryseriouscrafts.com. Want to join the conversation? Tag us using hashtag VerySeriousCrafts. And if you're using Instagram stories, don't forget to tag us at Serious Crafts so we can reshare. Are you a fan of the podcast? Great! Pretty please leave Very Serious Crafts Podcast a 5-star rating on whichever platform you use to listen to podcasts. Because good ratings not only make us feel really great, but they also help us show up in recommendations. So more people who are looking for this kind of podcast can find us. And finally, if you would like to sponsor an episode of the Very Serious Crafts podcast, visit veryseriouscrafts.com and click sponsor.
We did it!
Huzzah! And done.
And I am real sweaty.
I'm so leaving that in.
Yep.